Edition of Handicap Born Black in America. I'm your host, Ramon Rowe. Brought to you by www.jfrinc.org. That's Judicial Freedom Riders, organization that is preparing to make a different way about how we receive justice in the United States. The title of this video, this is in conjunction with John Singletary, my co-founder of the Judicial Freedom Riders. He's running for mayor. And a part of Judicial Freedom Riders and our comprehensive plan in reforming our justice system is that we must take an active role in our electoral process, not just the president. It was said that 98% of 95% of black voters was for Barack Obama. However, that's a national election. What we need to focus on, more of us, not saying that all, but we need to focus on the local elections, because the government that governs the best is the government that governs the closest. So that is your municipalities, your town. Those are areas that we need to be more engaged in. I'm not negating the importance of our congressional elections. That's very important, but let's don't overlook the local elections. We have a mayor by the name of Keith Summy. He's been in there for 20 years, and blacks have suffered underneath this mayor. Now, not saying that that all white people are poor managers, but the fact that only 3% of the blacks here in North Charleston are voting, that is a problem, especially when you're still complaining about the conditions that you're living in. So part of our plan part of the comprehensive plan is to get more engaged into our electoral process, specifically our local politics, be it mayor or governor. Those are very important positions that we should be looking at. Now, John, the video, I'm going to be showing you some clips of a recent outing that we had, where an engagement that John was answering questions and making a presentation to a local group. And this part of town is in the hood, and it's Charleston Heights. And if anybody know about Charleston Heights, this is one of the roughest areas in North Charleston. Well, I believe that you will enjoy John's interaction with this group, and it was well received. And well, you be the judge. You be the judge. So please wait and stay tuned for these clips, and I will close this out when it's all done.
Is the opportunities for a lot of young men that are right now, they're not given opportunity because they may have a record, something in their past. Well, there are a lot of opportunities there. Why? Because even with the city, some of them are hired with the city, not a lot of them, but they have skills, and those skills can be turned into businesses. And in turning them into a business, then they don't have to deal with having to go and get the background check, the credit check that prevents them from getting a job. Why? Because they're self-employed. They're self-employed with their skill, and now the city needs to make room. We've got $40 million in contracts every year with the city of North Charleston.
So are you thinking about doing an entrepreneur training?
Of course, it's mandatory. I worked with the Father to Father program in North Charleston, and when many of the guys would come out, I was an employment specialist, and so the very first thing that I would do is I would find out the skill they had, and that skill set, more often than not, was something that they could create a business and literally make money without having to go to corporate America. We've had guys that take a lawnmower and a weed eater and make $50,000 a year to start businesses to replace glass and houses, and on and on and on. So there's opportunity. The fact is that we have to sit down and create a program that allows them to be independent. We're going to create a lot of jobs.
How do you propose to slow down the gentrification that's taking place in most of the African American communities? Because when we look at Liberty Hill and some of those other places, they're fastly being gentrified, and we can see that on the periphery of our community, that we can see that there are people that's moving in. Not to say that other people can't move in, but the thing is that they're going to take over the historical African American community.
Absolutely. Liberty Hill is the oldest community in South Carolina on this East Coast.
Yeah.
Built in the 1800s. The next, Union Heights. Liberty Hill was a hill of people who wanted liberty. Union Heights was a union of people that wanted to move their life to a different height. And so when we take a look at that and we look at gentrification, we have to address it from the foundation, systemically. When I say that, what I'm talking about is this. When you take a look at North Charleston and predominantly our communities, they have rezoned them to be single family. Why? It slows down the growth in our community. There's a strategic effort to catch up from the 38% to the 50%. And to do that, they had to slow down the growth in our communities. So you'll find properties with 4 houses on them right now that's been multifamily for years. They're now single family. Oh yeah, your grandfathered in because it's a non-conforming piece of property, but it gives them all the control to say, you can't even fix it if they don't want you to. And so you can only go back with 1 house. That slows it down. But on the other side, when you take a look at it, they're allowing multifamily high density. What that means is that on the footprint, you can build a house, apartments that carry more people. And as a result, that sector catches up.
How would you respond to someone who says, what are your qualifications?
Qualifications has to be in respect are relevant to the job of mayor. I grew up in North Charleston, so I know the issues in North Charleston. I went to school here, went to Garrett, left there and went to the Citadel, graduated from the Citadel back in 1983. Left there and went to Butler University to work on my master's degree, then worked for Hewlett-Packard. I worked for Chick-fil-A a lot as a business consultant in in Georgia, as well as a Chick-fil-A owner-operator. So I owned the unit for about 8 years. I worked for Hewlett-Packard as a technology consultant, for Microsoft as an engineer, for Nucor Steel, ran my own business for probably 25 years. We did procurement. We were the financial manager for about $300 million for South Carolina First Steps, Beaufort, Berkeley, Charleston, Dorchester, Jasper, and Hampton counties. And so I now own a photography business as well as the tax and accounting business that's West Ashton. And so I've got the ample financial background. I can understand the issues because I've grown up with the issues. And so there's nothing that's at the city that I feel that as a group, collectively, that we cannot provide a solution that is successful for any community here.
Yeah, I know in the next few years, Boeing is, expanding and creating jobs. Now, what can I guess we do, or the young guys, the young people can do in order to fill those positions when they become available? I know part of it is education. How can we motivate them to get to that point?
Well, we can motivate young people by dealing with a suggestion with Boeing. See, the mayor doesn't get into the hiring policies of Boeing in the community, but what we can suggest is that there is some type of co-op, because if they're coming to our community and they know that 50% of the people are in one sector and they're getting a $90 million tax credit from everybody, but half of it coming from those people, then we can encourage them to work with those people in order to, one, tell them what jobs are available, what contracts are available, what education requirements are available, what skill sets are required in order to get the job. So that at an early age, we can begin to give them the kinds of experiences that allow them to have a segue into the paying jobs that allows you to earn a comfortable living with both. I think you could do that with no problem.
Well, I hope you enjoyed what you watched of John entertaining questions from the public in that part of town in Charleston Heights. Like I said, it's one of the roughest areas in Charleston, and it's one of the also underserved areas in Charleston as well. I believe the average income in that area is something like $14,000, just under $15,000 a year. That's not no money to really to live off of. That's poverty level. So, and the mayor has been doing some rezoning, so you can't buy a house. If you bought a house there, you want to renovate your home, your home, you must buy the lot next door to it. So you got to buy 2 lots so you can put 1 lot there. So there's a rezoning. So those are issues of regentrification that John campaign is addressing. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and share as we bring you more, as I bring you more videos. And I do apologize. I do apologize for the delay in our videos. What's been happening is that I've taken on a role as campaign manager. Myself, along with Larry Singletary, we're John's campaign managers. And this is a new job for me. So I am going to have to have 2 roles. One, continue these videos, and also being campaign manager. It is a new, I've never looked 7 years ago, not even 6 months ago. If you had told me would I want a job for being campaign manager, I would say no. However, here I am. Sometimes it's not, sometimes we don't have a choice. You know, it's like when somebody hits you in the lip. Sometimes you don't have a choice. You can walk away, or you can go ahead and fight, put up the dukes. So John and I and Larry, we have decided to put up the dukes. So again, I'd like to thank you for your time. My time is up. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope that John can join us in one of these videos with The Naked Truth. This has been another edition of Handicap Born Black in America. My time is up. I thank you for yours.